Music is a kind of universal language. If you talk to anybody, there's some kind of music they like, whether it's classical or rock and roll or hip-hop or pop music, anything like that. There's something out there for anyone to enjoy. But every genre has its own little quirks and little things that make it unique, and today I wanted to talk about my favorite genre and why I love it. DIY music refers to the idea of making music without the input of a manager, label, or corporation. It's self-made art, and it's typically very personal. The beauty of DIY is that there are really no genre boundaries. It can be any sound made by anyone, and sometimes people even blend genres. That said, my preferred subsection of DIY is DIY punk rock, but I enjoy all kinds, like DIY rap music, DIY electronic, and other things. What gives DIY such a sense of magic is that it allows for artists that would never have their voices heard in the mainstream to be heard. DIY allows for queer people to have their voices heard, for artists to share stories of poverty, political critique, personal hardship, or abuse survival, and sometimes just normal everyday life, like making breakfast. The sky is the limit when it comes to this genre. The internet age has really allowed DIY music to become so much more of a flourishing environment. These days, bands and artists constantly find small niche fan bases and are able to grow themselves while also boosting up newcomers to create a real sense of community. I decided to interview Alex Luciano, God, I hope I'm saying that right, of Diet Sig and Eric Button of $. For this video in order to get some input on how they feel about the scene as people who work in it. When asked on why the DIY movement is important, Alex said, quote, "Everyone should have the opportunity to make the art they want to make without having to get past big label gatekeepers," end quote. Eric shared similar sentiments, saying, "It's an amazing time in music because the bands that get big grow their own fan base and seek other fan bases to grow. It's really cool to see how music lovers control what bands break and not just record label executives choosing what you hear," end quote. Unfortunately, there are some glaring flaws in the DIY scene that can sometimes turn people away from it. A big one is elitism. Sometimes, DIY bands end up making it really big and they end up signing to a label, only to find themselves demonized by the community that grew them. They've sold out, say the fans. Selling out is a hotly debated topic, and I'm personally of the opinion that as long as one's art is still true to themselves and no one is forcing them to make anything, signing to a label does not mean you're no longer DIY. If anything, it means you can reach a broader audience and spread the DIY message further. These days, there are also many independent labels that give artists full control over their work and just help out with the distribution and promotion, allowing artists to grow while remaining independent. Another problem is that while DIY is for everyone and anyone, oftentimes the scene can be dominated by straight white men. This is an issue that many have taken notice of, and in recent years there has been a lot of action to give support to more minorities in the scene. There's also, unfortunately, a problem with sexual harassment at shows by creeps in the crowd who use the shows as a way to grow people. Thankfully, many artists call out these actions and will remove the harassers and speak out against the harassment.
Hi, thanks a lot for coming. So something stupid that happens when you get a lot of people in a room together at a show, a lot of the time, is that people in the audience run the risk of getting groped by dumb douchebags. So I would like to ask anybody here who thinks that like a show is a cool place to do that to fucking leave and never come back again and not see your band. Can I ask y'all, if somebody taps you on the shoulder and says like, "Hey, I'm in trouble," you get a couple people next to you together, be like, "Hey, this person's in trouble. You get that piece of shit out of here." Scream really, really loud if you can. Now, scream. Hell yeah. Cool. Person who does that shit, all those screaming people are gonna drag her ass out of this fucking club, so don't pull that shit. Suck up, pow shot.
Alex from Diet Sig stated that Diet Sig tries to curate a safe space in their shows, and also goes beyond to try and ensure wheelchair access and gender-neutral bathrooms at shows so that things are enjoyable for all. These actions, and work by other groups in the DIY community, are making great strides in making the scene feel safer and more accessible to all, so that the movement's true meanings can ring true. DIY is so important because anyone can do it. With the tools of the internet and all the free software out there, you could make a song right now. With everyone being stuck inside social distancing, I've taken this opportunity to start recording and releasing my own DIY music, and it's been really freeing to create art of my own. If you're interested in making your own DIY music, you should just get out there and do it. There are no parameters on what it should sound like, and if it's not a masterpiece, that's fine. Plenty of bands and plenty of artists all have to start somewhere. The scene is all about growth, and making something is a powerful act. I hope this has inspired you to get out there and make something, whether it's music, art, anything. Thank you for watching.